One of the things that I've been seeing headlines for recently is the return to office work. A lot of people have been working from home the last 12 months, but vaccines are rolling out, I think, quicker than expected. And people may be returning to the office, sometime by the end of the year or even earlier. You talk about the importance of in person interaction in the book as a way of promoting creative collaboration. Once it's safe for people to do so, do you think returning to the office will create a better environment for creative collaboration?
It's a really good question. I think that we will never go back to the way it was before. I think that in person meetings and in person abilities to connect to a client or to a coworker is paramount. I did a keynote for a very famous top three. Uh, uh, what are they? Like a consultancy. They're like
Hmm.
one of the top consultancies, and we had a question in the with the virtual keynote, and the young lady said, I miss Wednesdays, and I said, well, what's on Wednesdays, right? And she was like, well, Wednesday was the day that we all went, all the gals in the office got together and we did our happy hour, right? And we left at 4:30. We changed it up every time we went somewhere else. It was really fun. And I miss those days. I literally went to work so that I could have those Wednesdays because that's when I got to really connect. And little issues got worked out, or, somebody bought a laptop and maybe went through a list of two or three things, that got caught that day. And I haven't done that now in a year and I'm dying. What do you recommend? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, am I going to solve like everybody's work from home problem by like delivering some really great creative tidbit? No, again, creativity comes from within. It is up to somebody to solve that problem in a way that makes sense to them. And I told her, what would you do if you could get back together? And she was like, well, number one, like the drinking part's great, right? We'd have a glass of wine, everybody'd have fun. I said, okay, what else? She's like, well, the solving the problem part is great. I'm like, why don't you move that virtually? She's like, it'll never work. I said, what, why would it never work? And she's like, it's just, you lose that kind of fun of showing up at a place and interacting with the staff and, just that fun of doing it. Let's try it. And I got an email from this woman, or she reached out on LinkedIn. And, this was a couple months ago. She's like, yeah, we moved it online. It's really fun. It's not as good and it's not what it used to be, but man, it still kind of works, right? Because now I get to see where people live. I never knew my coworkers had kids, right? Some of my coworkers, the gals, whatever, oh, all of a sudden we're like, there's kids running in the background. And it made people really relatable because I was able to see a slice of their home life that I never saw before. And so
Hmm.
to answer your question, Jay, I think things are going to change and they're going to be a little bit different. But when things change and when they are different, there's really kind of amazing value there, right? When we're too used to getting comfortable and expecting the same thing over and over again. We have a lot of
Hmm.
businesses around the world that are built up just for that. A McDonald's is a placeless place, right? A McDonald's in Shanghai looks exactly like a McDonald's in Redmond, Washington, right? I don't know, hotel, right? A Hyatt Place looks exactly the same in Dallas than it does in, Maine somewhere. It's just one of those things that people love, that predictability and that sense of, repeat experience. And that's okay. But sometimes we have to understand that, an in person happy hour or something like that is going to change. And in that change, there is value there. There is
Hmm.
great sort of insight that you would have never have had before in this particular case. So, do I think that things have changed? Yes. Do I think that face to face value has gone away because of virtual meetings? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that maybe going into an office every day is going to change. But I think there's clients that are going to want to sit down face to face with somebody before they sign over a check for 10 million, 100 million, $2,000, whatever
Yeah.
business that you're in, people are going to want to do that. And um, I think when it's safe to do it, and we're starting to see some things open up right now, or April 7th, 2021 at the time of this recording. And so I'm seeing very, very positive signs of things opening up. I got my shot. I know a lot of people that have, and things will start to get back to it. But will it be exactly as it was before? Absolutely not. It'll be just something new and a little bit different. And that little bit different will be something that we have never anticipated before.